Dark side of South Africa. Did you know South Africa is home to one of the highest crime rates in the world? That's just the tip of the iceberg. Welcome, my friends, to an exploration of the darker side of a country known for its vibrant culture and stunning landscapes. South Africa. Today, we are embarking on a journey to uncover the 10 most pressing issues that cast a shadow on this nation's radiant image. From the gripping clutches of unemployment that strangle the hopes of many, to the gaping chasm of inequality that splits the populace in two, we'll delve into the realities that often go unnoticed. We'll also shine a light on the cobweb of corruption that has ensnared the country's politics and administration. Beyond that, we'll tackle subjects such as the HIV/AIDS epidemic, the education crisis, xenophobia, violence against women, and the lingering legacy of the apartheid era. Each is a facet of a complex and intricate puzzle, and together they form this countdown of South Africa's dark side. Are you ready to dive into the depths of South Africa's dark secrets? But wait, before we begin, please subscribe to ensure that you never miss out on any of my crucial stuff. Comment, "I subscribe" below, and I will personally welcome you to our community. Let's get started. Starting at number 10, South Africa is grappling with a severe unemployment crisis. The nation faces a staggering jobless rate, one of the highest in the world. This unfortunate situation is deeply rooted in a complex web of causes, including inconsistent economic growth, a lack of skills development, and the lingering effects of apartheid-era policies. This high unemployment rate has a wide-reaching impact on the South African society. It's not just about the lack of paychecks, it's about the lack of dignity and the erosion of hope. It's about families living in poverty, unable to provide for their children's basic needs. It's about young people, full of potential, being denied the opportunity to contribute to their country's growth. The ripple effects of this crisis are far-reaching, causing a surge in crime, a deterioration in public health, and a deepening of social inequality. This lack of job opportunities has led to a ripple effect of socio-economic problems. At number 9, we have the startling inequality that pervades the nation. South Africa, a land of breathtaking beauty and immense natural wealth, is also home to a deeply troubling dichotomy. A chasm of economic disparity cuts through the heart of society, segregating the affluent from the impoverished. The top 1% of the population holds more than half of the country's total wealth, while the bottom half grapples with the harsh realities of poverty. This disparity, however, doesn't just exist in the realm of economics. It's a divide that also bears the distinctive marks of race, a lingering shadow of the apartheid era. The majority of the nation's wealth is concentrated in the hands of a small white minority, leaving the black majority to struggle against the tide of systemic poverty. This stark divide between the haves and have-nots fuels the fire of discontent and unrest. Number 8 on our list is the rampant corruption that plagues South Africa's political landscape. It's a dark cloud that's been hanging over the nation for years. High-profile corruption scandals have become a staple of South African news, rocking the nation and shaking the public's trust in the government. From the misuse of public funds to shady dealings at the highest levels of power, the tales of corruption are as varied as they are disheartening. One cannot ignore the profound impact these scandals have had. They've not only eroded public trust, but also hampered much-needed development and progress. Every rand lost to corruption is a rand stolen from the nation's future, from education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Corruption has become a silent thief, robbing South Africans of their potential growth and prosperity. Corruption has eaten into the fabric of South African society, causing widespread disillusionment. It's a blight that needs to be confronted head-on for the nation to move forward. Coming in at number 7 is South Africa's infamous crime rate. A dark cloud that has long cast a shadow over the Rainbow Nation, the high crime rate in South Africa is a matter of grave concern. In South Africa, violent crimes such as murder and robbery are unfortunately common. The country has one of the highest murder rates in the world, a grim statistic that is a stark reminder of the challenges that remain in the nation's struggle against crime. Robberies, too, are a frequent occurrence, with many South Africans living in fear of falling victim to these heinous acts. These high crime rates have a profound impact on the daily lives of South Africans. Safety, a basic human right, is often compromised, leading to a perpetual state of alertness and anxiety. Many citizens have been forced to take extraordinary measures to protect themselves and their homes, with private security companies flourishing in this climate of fear. The high crime rate also tarnishes South Africa's international reputation. The country, known for its diverse cultures, breathtaking landscapes, and rich history, is often overshadowed by headlines of violence and crime. This not only hampers tourism, but also affects foreign investments, both of which are crucial for the country's economic growth. Efforts to combat crime are ongoing, with law enforcement agencies working tirelessly to bring perpetrators to justice. However, the road to a safer South Africa is long and fraught with challenges. The root causes of crime, such as poverty and inequality, need to be addressed in order to make a significant dent in the crime statistics. Living under the constant threat of crime has become a sad reality for many South Africans. As we continue to delve into the issues plaguing the Rainbow Nation, it's crucial to remember that these challenges are not insurmountable. With collective effort, determination, and a commitment to justice, South Africa can overcome its high crime rate and ensure a safer future for its citizens. Before we continue, can I beg a little favor? If you're liking what you're hearing, show us some love by pressing that like button. And hey, if you want to be in the loop for our fantastic upcoming videos, make sure to press subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the know. Oh, and one more thing, drop a quick "I subscribe" down in the comments, and I'll make sure to offer you a warm welcome to our amazing family. Alright, enough of that. Let's keep the conversation flowing. Number 6 in our countdown is the HIV/AIDS epidemic that continues to devastate South Africa. This beautiful nation is bearing the brunt of one of the most severe HIV/AIDS epidemics in the world. High prevalence rates, reaching into the millions, cast a long shadow over the country. Imagine, if you will, the lack of adequate healthcare facilities and resources, struggling under the immense pressure of this health crisis. Access to life-saving antiretroviral therapy is limited, and for those who do receive it, adherence is often a challenge due to a multitude of socio-economic factors. The societal stigma attached to HIV/AIDS further complicates matters. People living with the disease face discrimination, often resulting in job loss, social ostracization, and a diminished quality of life. This stigma fuels the cycle of silence, fear, and infection. The HIV/AIDS epidemic is a grim reminder of the health crisis that South Africa continues to face. At number 5, we have the education crisis that threatens South Africa's future. South Africa's education system is in dire straits. The quality of learning is poor, and the dropout rates are alarmingly high. By the time students reach the 12th grade, less than half remain. A statistic that paints a grim picture of the country's future workforce. This crisis is further compounded by the lack of resources and infrastructure in schools. Many institutions lack the basic necessities such as textbooks, desks, and even functioning toilets. This isn't just an issue of comfort, but of human dignity. The crisis extends beyond the classroom walls. The education system is failing to equip students with the skills needed for the job market, leading to a vicious cycle of poverty and unemployment. The education crisis not only affects the present, but it also jeopardizes the future of the country. Coming in at number 4, we have the alarming issue of xenophobia. This is a deeply rooted problem that has been escalating over the years. South Africa, known for its diversity and a rich blend of cultures, is now experiencing a rising wave of hostility towards immigrants, particularly those from other African countries. This has resulted in numerous incidents of violence, discrimination, and social unrest. The reasons behind this xenophobia are complex and multifaceted, ranging from economic struggles to political manipulation. The fear and resentment towards the other, often stoked by misinformation and stereotypes, have led to a disturbing pattern of harm against individuals who are simply seeking a better life. The government and various non-governmental organizations are working towards addressing this issue, but the road to change is steep and winding. Xenophobia has become a dark stain on South Africa's image as the Rainbow Nation. At number 3, we have the horrific reality of violence against women in South Africa. In a society where the fight for equality should be at the forefront, it's devastating to report that the country is plagued by an alarmingly high rate of gender-based violence. This grim state of affairs spans across the spectrum, from domestic abuse to sexual assault. In many instances, this violence is perpetrated by individuals familiar to the victims, making it a deeply personal and heart-rending issue. It's a stark reminder of the urgent need to address patriarchal norms and attitudes that perpetuate this violence. The government, law enforcement, and society at large bear the responsibility to ensure the safety of women, to educate the masses about the rights of women, and to enforce stricter laws against the perpetrators. The rampant violence against women is a chilling reflection of the deep-seated gender inequality in the country. Topping our list at number 1 is the enduring legacy of apartheid. A brutal system that legally enforced racial segregation, apartheid has left profound scars on South African society. Even today, it continues to influence the country in ways both blatant and subtle. The racial tensions that simmer beneath the surface are a painful reminder of a past that the nation is striving to overcome. Segregation, once a legal mandate, has morphed into a social reality. Despite the strides towards racial integration, neighborhoods and schools remain largely divided along racial lines. The social inequality, starkly etched along racial lines, is another testament to the lasting impact of apartheid. The economic disparity between the races, a direct result of the apartheid-era policies, remains a significant challenge. The wealth of the nation is disproportionately concentrated, with the white minority often enjoying a significantly higher standard of living than the black majority. Despite the end of apartheid over 2 decades ago, its ghost continues to haunt South Africa.